Check, check. 1, 2. We're good to go. All right. Well, good evening, Blue Jay fans, and welcome to the kickoff of the 2022-2023 basketball season. Mega Night here, girls basketball followed by boys basketball. Bondurant versus Winterset. Patrick Meyer here with Chad Carlson. How you doing, Chad?
Doing great, Patrick. It's that time of year, and we're excited to be here. What else are you going to do when it's dark outside at 4:30?
Right. I mean, you might as well be inside where it's nice and bright. We got our first game of the year for both our boys and girls teams. Winterset does have one game under their belt, but exciting time to kick off the season, and a lot to look forward to this year. The girls have a lot to replace last year. Statistically, we were just talking about that. The maybe two pretty elite players that graduated last year, along with a couple other solid players on top of that.
Yeah, really a pair of historical generational type players, if you will, with Kate Lappy and Mia Miller. Kate being a multi-times all-state performer, just dominant in the post area. And Mia Miller, who I would say the last 10 games of the season last year was one of, if not the best point guard in the state of Iowa in girls basketball for any class. She just changed her game and to an all different type of level where she was scoring the basketball. She was continuing to assist it like she always had, and then just not turning the ball over. And as a point guard on a top 10 team, on a state tournament type team, you can't ask for anything more. Rebecca Fuller was another player who really made some great strides last year, a great athlete on the floor, and a couple others as well. So a lot of gaps to plug there for Coach Anderson and his staff. I know talking to him before the game, he's a little nervous to kind of see what happens, but he has some solid returners, kind of led by Chesney Steenhook, second leading scorer on the team last year, and she's going to see a lot of touches inside tonight, Patrick.
Yeah, absolutely. You got to work the ball down to her, and she was a pretty gifted scorer last year, but obviously deferred to Kate Lappy, who just was a menace down low, and I really think we're going to see Chesney pick up a lot of those points this year. I got to think she's really hard for teams to figure out how to defend because she's tall, she's strong, and she's an athlete. And so getting that ball fed into her, I think you're going to see maybe Aubrey Haynes with the ball at the top of the key quite a bit, trying to fill in for Mia Miller's assist there. Obviously that's a tough role and maybe not the right way to word that for a sophomore, but Aubrey's going to have to find a way to feed the post there with Chesney and Carolyn Miller.
Yeah, and Aubrey, just watching her play a little bit of JV basketball last year, has a lot of court savvy. Last year as a freshman, coming in now as a sophomore, it's a whole different thing, and she'll have her hands full tonight with Jenna Young, who is the leading returner for Winterset.
Along with Aubrey and Carolyn and Chesney, you have two players who have seen off and on starting time over the last couple years, and junior Hannah Green and senior Peyton Meyer. Both maybe most dangerous from outside, and we'll see how that works as far as the game plan, if they're trying to go inside, feed it back out, or what the plan will be. But for sure,
Hannah Green really came on strong as the season went on last year, and as you mentioned, Peyton Meyer, kind of a streaky shooter. When she's on, it's lights out. If she can really play with that level of confidence throughout the season, she's going to be a true threat out there on the three-point line consistently. And again, the girls, they've had 4 weeks of practice. This is their first game. They could, by rule, have played as early as last week prior to Thanksgiving. So they're tired of looking at each other in practice.
Right.
They're ready to play another team. And this Winterset team will be a good start, always well coached. And as I mentioned, Jenna Young, their leading scorer from last year, almost 18 points a game. And just seems like she's one of those kids. She must have had a redshirt year and a COVID year, because I think she's been playing forever.
Yeah, she might have snuck in a few 8th grade games as well. But along with Jenna Young, starting for the Huskies will be Avery Darling, Bailey Acton, Jaya Claymeyer, and Olivia Young. So some of those names are returning role players as well.
Yeah, and the Darling and Kleemeyer names are Winterset names, older siblings or cousins that have contributed for Winterset athletics over the years. And little refresh here in the gym this year, Patrick. We got some newly painted walls. If you were out to a volleyball game this year or watched a volleyball game on a telecast, you may have seen that. And this gym has always been a really good shooting backdrop for our home team and our visitors alike. It's usually a real shooter-friendly gym, so we'll see if the new surroundings help amplify that or maybe cool people off a little bit.
We are going to step aside for the national anthem. We'll be right back. Well, a pretty decent crowd to start out. I know a lot of times it's a little lighter at the beginning of the women's game as people are getting off work and trying to get here, but I think people are excited for the start of the season as well.
Absolutely, filling in nicely. Got another big new addition to this 22-23 campaign, Patrick, and that's the 35-second shot clock, and it is going to be much more impactful, much more game-changing than I think a lot of people realize. There's going to be some challenges to it, I think, as far as the maintenance of it. I believe we've got one of our new young teachers over there on the clock, Chris Germeland, is going to run the shot clock, and I'm sure Chris will do a good job. But just how that's going to impact the pace of the game, late in the possession offense and defense, how teams adjust and play with that. Just be a real interesting twist to a new season.
Always good to give the new teachers a job at the games as well.
Oh, yeah.
Reagan Coombs comes away with the tip. Kleemeyer swinging it out to the back, and now back to Jenna Young at the top.
Blue Jays are in a 2-3 zone here to start.
Avery Darling back to Kleemeyer. Has the ball tipped away. And Jenna Young tips it away from Haynes into the hands of Peyton Meyer. Gets the shot up. Shot is missed, but Peyton will go to the line for two.
Nice job by Aubrey and Peyton up top in that 2-3 zone, kind of creating some challenges, causing a turnover, and leading to a couple of free throws here for Peyton.
Fouls on Jaya Kleemeyer. Her first of the game. Peyton hits the first shot. Always love free throws going through the hoop, right?
That does. That can get a shooter going from the get-go, too.
And calms the coach's nerves a little bit. Jenna Young drives the lane, and we're going to get a tie-up. Aubrey Haynes reaches in, makes a real strong play on the ball, and locks it up.
Like seeing that out of the sophomore, not showing a lot of nerves here, showing some poise here. We'll see how she does against a little bit of three-quarter court pressure.
Green cross court to Meyer. Meyer back over to Green. Young tips it away. They gain control. Jenna Young with it, trying to drive the lane. Over to Claymire. Claymire pump fake. Swinging around the outside. Darling now coming back to the top. Into the middle. Jenna Young kicks it out. Claymire for three. It's good. Back in that three-quarter court press. Blue Jays clear it. Meyer open next to the hoop. Just a little long. Surprised how open she was, I guess. Yeah. Claymire with it, brings it up court. Over to Young now. Cross court, Darling for three. Air ball into the hands of Hannah Green. Ball's going to maintain with the Blue Jay ball.
Gonna stay with White there.
Haynes with it at the top. Meyer looking to Steenhook. A little low on the entry pass and has it taken away. Quick Young up to Claymire. Gets into a group of Blue Jays. Gets the ball out. Darling swings it over to Young, and now they're setting up an offense here. Darling feeds Coobs, and they're going to get a foul on Carolyn Miller as she came across the court.
Yeah, and back on the Blue Jays offensive end, you know, the goal is really to get the ball inside to Chesney early, let her get some touches, some scoring chances, and also to kick out to see who might be open outside. And I think Winterset has that scouted pretty well. We'll see if we can make some adjustments.
Entry pass just a little hot came through, and Peyton Meyer comes away with it. Meyer over to Haynes now at the top. Steenhook at the free throw line. Couple dribbles. Step through. Shot up and good.
Chesney with the flex there, showing a little strength, taking the ball to the hoop, kind of dribbling through a little bit of traffic.
That foul is going to be on Reagan Coobs. It'll be her first, second team foul. Steenhook to the line for the free throw. A little long. Miller gets the rebound, tries to go right back up, and she's fouled. That foul is going to be on Bailey Acton. And now she'll go to the line. You don't have to worry about the shot clock much if you keep going to the free throw line.
No, not a factor yet.
First shot is good for Carolyn.
Carolyn saw a few varsity minutes last year, but nothing where you're out there starting from the get-go. So good to see her knock in a free throw as the second one bounces away.
Bailey Acton with the rebound. Feed to Darling, drives to the hoop, and they're going to get Miller, I think, with the foul.
Yeah, that's two quick ones on Carolyn and probably an early trip to the bench.
Tough spot to get that foul, as I think she was actually too far under the hoop to really impact the play. But Darling was able to draw the contact, and she hits the first free throw.
And that'll come with a little bit of experience, too, for Carolyn, just to know where you're at on the floor and know when a good time, you know, if you got to give a foul, the right time and place to do that.
Darling hits both. Grace Bergson checks in for the Blue Jays. Carolyn Miller to the bench. Haynes over to Meyer in the corner. Meyer across to Bergeson, drops it off to Steenhook. Steenhook shot up, blocked by Acton.
Nice pass by Grace Bergeson there. That's where I'd like to see Chesney just take one quick dribble to her left and get that to the other side of the rim where she get a little protection from getting that block. She was kind of
stuck right in the middle of it, Huskies working it around. Acton now with the ball, trying to feed it into Coobs.
Oh, and goodness gracious.
They're going to call Bergson with a foul for being in front of the pass and getting ran into.
Yeah, I'm going to be nice to officials this year, Patrick. There's an official shortage, so I'm just going to lay off of that. It was a great call. Oh, they did change the call.
Oh, okay.
Now that makes sense.
Never mind.
That was an excellent call. Grace got a little bit of a forearm in her backside there.
Like I said, it didn't make sense how you could be foul or commit the foul when you're in front of the player. And we just didn't understand what they called. Entry pass, Haynes to Steenhook, and they're going to call Chesney for the walk as she had a little trouble gathering that with the double team around her.
Yeah, Aubrey kind of forced that pass inside a little bit, and that was a tough place to catch the ball. I don't know if Ches really ever had control of that ball enough to travel. More of a bobble and got off balance, but looked a little awkward and probably easy for the official to make that travel call.
And that's probably the combination of trying to work the game plan versus do what's coming easy, right?
Yep.
Like, I'm sure coach wanted to feed the post as much as possible, but if somebody's standing there open, maybe you want them to take it.
Right. Real close, 5-5 start out of the gates here, just about 4 minutes in.
Kick out pass, Young for 3, no good. Huskies get the rebound, kick it back out to Young. Young cross court to Acton. Shot is partially blocked, I think. Grace Bergson with the
Nice
rebound.
Job, Grace. Great job.
Peyton Meyer with it underneath now, out to Bergson. Bergson for 2, off the rim, no good.
No hesitation out of Grace taking that shot, though. I like seeing that.
Jenna Young with the rebound, looking to drive. Now pulls it back out. Over to Darling, back to Young. Young for a deep 3. No good. Rebound, Olivia Boyle. Out to Young again. Young pass it into Acton, out to Claymeyer. Back to Acton, and I think that's off Bergeson's hand.
Yeah, good active hands there.
Yep.
Having a little bit of difficulty getting some defensive rebounds. You know, that zone can be real challenging to rebound out of. So Blue Jays are going to have to make a better effort to keep that from happening.
Bryn Acton in for Bailey Acton. Gets the inbound, quick shot up, and is no good. At the substitution, Mia Bell also came in for the Blue Jays. Grace Bergeson to the bench. That ball's tipped out of bounds. Blue Jay ball.
Yeah, good seeing Mia Bell back out there after a 1-year hiatus, dealing with some injury problems. And just another kid that's a real tough competitor, good athlete, adds some quickness and a little versatility to the team this year.
Entry pass to Steenhook. No good. Goes to get her own rebound. Mia sneaks in there, takes that. Peyton Meyer now for 3. Get!
Oh, yeah. Love seeing that.
Claymeyer looking to get it inside. Good little post move there from Olivia Boyle to get the bucket. Also appreciate that Chesney held her ground and didn't chase it to get the cheap foul.
Yep.
They called for the over and back from the press.
Yeah, I'm not sure that's a backcourt violation because all 3 parts, both feet and the basketball, have to be across half court. I'm going to watch the replay here. Yeah, never mind. I was wrong.
Okay.
It was definitely a backcourt violation.
Claymeyer with it at the top. Over to Bryn Acton, now over to Jenna Young. Cross court, Claymeyer now drives to the Hope free throw line. Blocked by Aubrey Haynes, then quick pass. Tipped all over the place. Green for 2. Rolls over the backboard. It's going to be out of bounds.
Yeah, there is no the shot clock has not been in play yet, Patrick. Both teams are letting it rip.
Going to get Erica Lyle checking in for the Blue Jays. Chesney Steenhook to the bench.
Erica, another sophomore on the team here. Had a nice, successful varsity track season last year as a hurdler. Really came on, part of a shuttle hurdle team that qualified for state.
Aubrey Haynes with the steal. Avoids the pressure, and that had to be a foul. Okay.
Yeah, great crossover.
Yep.
Kind of like she sensed the pressure.
Right.
You know, she's a kid that's played a lot of basketball outside of school basketball, and you can kind of see that savvy and shiftiness and nothing but upward things for her.
Lyle with the inbound. Cross court to Meyer. Meyer for 3. Off the back of the rim, no good.
Shooting with confidence.
Rebound, Darling.
Good to see that from Peyton.
Yeah. Step inside, 2 points. Going to be long. Mia Bell tips it out. Erica Lyle chases it down, hands it off to Aubrey Haynes. Haynes cross court to Hannah Green. Jenna Young read that like a book. Makes a great pass to Boyle, and rebound. Jenna Young off the missed layup. And Aubrey Haynes comes away with it and is fouled off just a cheap frustration foul probably after the missed layup.
I would call this a frenetic pace. That's what I would call it.
Frenetic? Okay.
Yep. I'm not 100% sure what frenetic means, but I've heard that word before.
I like it.
And I'm thinking that's what this is.
Steenhook going to check back in. Erica Lyle back to the bench. Like Abby Neville's going to be checking in now. And
Abby's coming in for Aubrey, and it looks like that's going to move Peyton over to the point position. We saw Peyton play a little bit of the point, and Abby Neville, another junior that's seen some playing time on the varsity level in spots last year.
Neville to Bell. Bell over to Green. Green chooses not to force it into Chesney. I like that decision. Oh. Peyton saw the opening from Steenhook, but just had a little bit too much heat on it.
Yeah, just need to put a little layer underneath that pass. And team's definitely trying to follow their strategy. Get the ball into 41, get her some touches, draw the defense in there. That's just going to open up everything on the perimeter, too.
A little bit of pressure forces a tip. Hannah Green comes away with it. Cross court to Mia Bell. Bell to Meyer. Meyer drives and avoids getting the charge. Shot goes up, no good. Mia Bell gets the rebound. Green for three.
Like it.
Oh, just off. And Jenna Young's able to come away with the rebound.
Not a bad possession there.
I like the hustle from going to get those loose rebounds. That'll pay off. Steenhook gets that rebound.
Ticking inside, getting close to that 30-second mark for the quarter.
Steenhook for three, going to be a little short, a little right. Aubrey Haynes coming back in. Peyton Meyer getting a break.
First 4 minutes of this quarter were pretty clean, Patrick, and then things have just kind of unraveled a little bit for both teams. Real quick on the shot. I'm sure Coach Anderson will try to get the troops settled down a little bit at the quarter break. It looks like Winterset's going to play for one shot. Probably have something set up for number 4, Jenna Young.
So the shot clock immediately turns off because it's not going to come into play. Which, if you've watched Iowa basketball, you're glad that the shot clock can't cause any confusion with the game clock. Shot up, no good. Winterset comes away with it. Jenna Young for three. It's off, and it's no good. So after one, Bluejays 8, Huskies 7. Yeah, definitely an exciting first quarter.
Yeah, and again, it kind of calms the nerves a little bit, but at the same time, it's still a first game. And this team's trying to figure out their identity. I mean, it was we're going to stop talking about Mia Miller and Kate Lappy here after tonight, we promise. But
they might come up again, but it's not going to be the focus.
No, but for a team that, for a program really over the last couple of years where – the ball was in Mia Miller's hands 90% of the time on an offensive possession. Kate Lappy was just able to find herself open, get second opportunities on offensive rebounds. We've got some new kids that are going to fill into those spots, and it's just a matter of finding their way.
And we seem to be rotating who those players are. I mean, Haynes has had some time at the point.
Yep.
Peyton's brought it up some. I think Mia brought it up a few times. Chesney's been the focus down low some. Carolyn Miller has been. A couple passes into Bergeson. So it might be a little less one-man, two-man game and a little more whoever's hot that day.
Yep. And I think Coach Anderson has to be really happy with how his sophomore point guard Aubrey Haynes has played up to this point. She's showed some poise. One kind of long pass that was turned over, but overall doing a nice job.
And that's the difference, like you said, seeing your own teammates every day versus seeing somebody else. Winterset obviously has some athletes on this squad, so that passing lane closes down a little bit faster.
Yeah.
Young pivot, kicks it out.
Mia Bell's really working hard at the top of this zone. She's active, athletic. She's going to give teams a lot of trouble up there.
Darling into Young, back out to Darling. Darling for three, off the rim, no good. Steenhook gets a tip on it, and then Boyle chases it down and goes out of bounds. Did the Blue Jays a favor there by making contact with that.
That's really good offense from Winterset to put Jenna Young in the high post, let her touch the ball, kick out to the open shooters. That's going to be something that the Blue Jays are going to have to do a better job of shutting down. right there, Chesney, just with the careless turnover. You know, I know she's anybody in the gym right now, she's the least happiest with herself right now. She just needs to slow herself down, let the game come to her a little bit.
And that'll come probably pretty fast this year, as much as we're focusing on getting her the ball. She'll develop that comfort real quick.
Yep.
Jenna Young with the ball now. Feeds it inside to Boyle, back out to Young for 3, and it's good.
Yeah. That's her first bucket of the game, and we definitely do not want to let her get going.
Meyer tried to feed it into Chesney. Wasn't quite able to get it through the hands in the way. Needs to be careful not to get a cheap foul there and a frustration move back.
Yeah, if I could just get in Coach Anderson's head for a second, I know what he's thinking. Just slow down, girls. Let the game come to you.
Boyle had the open shot, went up with it. No good. Mia Bell looked like he had the rebound and had it knocked away by a Husky apparently.
Yep. No fault of the defensive end. Defensive end has been great. Just got to get themselves composed, slow down, wait for those open opportunities on offense.
Jenna Young causing some trouble there again. She went down hard. They call travel.
Did they call a travel?
I don't know. That's why.
Or a foul?
I think the way the Winterset coach is reacting, I think they called a travel. Yep.
Yep, Blue Jay ball. You're right.
Tessa Sutherland checking in for the Blue Jays. And Reagan Coombs checking in for the Huskies.
Our trainer, Sarah Moss, is checking Jenna Young
She looks
out.
to be having a conversation, and Young might not be implying that there's anything wrong at all, because she's a gamer and does not want to risk somebody saying she doesn't get to finish the game. Coombs' shot up is good.
First bucket for Coombs.
Young's joining her team, ready to go tell coach she wants to come back in. Haynes swings it to Bell. Back out to Haynes.
Right now,
Meyer looking at Sutherland on the other side. Haynes pulls up for 3 off the front, no good. Darling chases down the rebound.
Better possession. You take that clean open shot anytime.
Darling looking to drive. Gets herself in a bad position. Kicks it back out to Clay Meyer. Clay Meyer swings it. Coombs now with it at the paint.
Ooh.
That looked kind of travel-y, but throws it away anyway.
Travel-y or stepped out of bounds, but
the stepped out of bounds is funny, though, because there's a gray line there that is not an out-of-bounds line, and so it all looks a little bit together.
Timeout Blue Jays, and three of the girls didn't get the memo yet. No, I think right now the biggest thing for the Blue Jays to solve is the riddle of that trapping zone defense in the half court for Winterset. Turning the ball over a little too much, and against that, you really do want to get the ball into the middle of the floor, and then look down low. And they've done that. They've just kind of hurried themselves, and
it's hard to simulate this type of press action in practice, because your starters automatically would see your second team defensively.
Yep.
Nothing against anybody's second team, but in general, you're expecting somebody's first team to probably be better than the second team across most district games.
Right.
And
here's Winterset kind of extending that zone again. Kind of an odd front, one girl out top, and then they drop into a 2-3 from there.
Meyer for 3, off the rim, off the backboard. I like our confidence taking the open shots. They're just not quite falling yet.
Nope, and no issue with that at all. And keep playing defense, because defense can turn into offense, and that can be your best approach. And Winterset's not having a whole lot more success on the offensive end than the Blue Jays are.
Haynes brings it up court, over to Meyer. Now back to Haynes. Green with it, trying to feed Steenhook. Gets it to Haynes for two. Off the rim, no good. Ball swatted out. Green comes away with the rebound. Meyer for a deep three, in and out. Quick pass across. Shot up, no good. Gets her own rebound, no good. Another rebound by Koobs this time. Her shot goes up, no good, but gets fouled. They're going to be Steenhook.
Yep. Just her first.
Third team foul for the Blue Jays. So Reagan Koobs to the line. First one is up and no good. Grace Bergeson going to check in for the Blue Jays.
Yep.
And we can switch it up a little bit. So Tessa Sutherland's going to come out, and Hannah Green's going to drop away from the basket and take one of the farther out spots for the free throw. Second one, and in and out and back in. Koob's third point of the game. Green to Bergeson, kicks it over to Haynes now. Entry to Chesney. Chesney, turn, pump fake, shot up, and gets the roll.
There we go. Good patience. She didn't get in a hurry.
Yep.
Kind of waited for things to clear out.
Young with the ball over to Koobs. Koobs looking to go back door, and that ball was tipped out of bounds. Going to stay Husky ball. Ashlyn Devine with the backdoor cut, but just wasn't quite able to feed her. Now checking in for the Huskies, number 3, Bailey Acton, and number 44, Madeline Young. Clay Meyer with it over in the corner. Jenna Young for an open three, and that's not what you want to see.
No, that's got to be better contested than that.
Meyer has it stripped away. Jenna Young coming up court again. Jump stop, shot up, and gets the bounce.
Yep.
And that's the danger with Jenna Young, is that she can score in a hurry.
Yep.
From pretty much any spot once she crosses half court.
Yep. And there again, Aubrey Haynes with that long half court, three-quarter court pass that you maybe get away with in a ninth or a JV game, but on the varsity level, there's just too many athletes that can go run underneath that ball. And really liked 2 offensive possessions ago when the team worked the ball around a little bit, entered the ball from the wing into the post. Chesney, she kind of had a little bit of a double team around her, but she took her time, got squared up to the basket, and just used her strength to get through there. And that's really what it's going to come down to with this team, is just having the patience to get Chesney the ball inside, and then for Chesney to kind of survey the action around her. Or, is Peyton Meyer open on the 3? Let's kick it out to her. Can I turn and score? Do I have an advantage where I can get myself to the basket easier? It sounds simple. It's not. It's hard. It takes a lot of practice. 4 weeks of practice they've had, and this is their first game action. They did go over in scrimmage, I believe, West Marshall. But you're sick and tired of playing against your teammates in practice, right. and now you finally get this opportunity. We'll see if they can continue to make some little adjustments here as the game goes on.
So with just over 3 minutes remaining in the first half, Blue Jay ball. Haynes, Bergeson over to Green. Green feeds Peyton underneath the hoop, who had tried to go across to Chesney, but Chesney had already driven towards the hoop. Mia Bell going to check in for the Blue Jays. Peyton Meyer going to come out.
Yep. I think Coach Anderson's just going to say, hey, you're my senior. Let's take care of that basketball.
Yep.
You don't have to make the perfect pass every time. Make the pass to the open person.
Divine entry pass to Young. No love on the bounce. Husky rebound. Acton missed the shot, had it tipped away, and had it bounce off Steenhook's hand. Just some bad luck there for Chesney as she was just in the wrong spot. Acton shot up, no good. And that ball's tipped around. Steenhook gets the rebound, gets the ball over to Bell.
Showed some good poise there.
It's tough to avoid getting that travel when you're already down on one knee. So good ball movement.
Here we
Bell
go. There's the high-low. Good patience. Good patience.
Chesney's doing work down there. We just haven't quite got the ball to her. Now she does. Kicks it out. Haynes for three. Off to the left. And
just a little careless foul from Grace. But that was one of the better offensive possessions we've had. Worked the ball around the perimeter. Got the ball inside of Chesney. Kick out for a three. You can live with that. You'll take that any day of the week, even if the shot doesn't go down. That's real growth. Grace with the careless foul. But as I was saying, she shows some real poise out there. She handles the ball, does a real solid job there, looking inside, and a real good outlet against that pressure.
Meyer comes back in along with Erica Lyle for the Blue Jays. Jenna Young at the free throw line, dribbles it back out. Kicks it into the corner, back to her, now feeds the post. Good ball movement from the Huskies.
We might have our first shot clock situation here. Look at that.
Oh, wow. The fact that she got that ball off just in time. Almost had our first buzzer. Good step in there by Divine. Gets the shot up, but no good. Gets her own rebound.
Little travel there. Little travel there. Yep. Two teams, two players from the same team with their hand on the ball. Good hustle from the Blue Jays to run that down.
Green going to check in. Lyle to the bench.
Yep, that was Erica Lyle that kind of came in there and forced that turnover.
1:07 remaining in the first half. Bell with it, up to Meyer. Meyer back over to Bell. Under a minute now. Haynes kicks it over to Meyer in the corner. Good pressure for this possession from the Huskies, not really allowing anything open. Steenhook loses it.
Yep.
Jenna Young driving towards the hoop. Layup is off the rim, no good. Boyle gets the rebound, shot is good. You won't see Jenna Young miss this many shots most games, and we're just not quite taking advantage of it. Now this time Avery Darling steps in, forces the tie-up with Haynes.
Yep. Blue Jay ball. There again, it's that pressure right at the half court. There's four black jerseys surrounding two white jerseys. Just makes it really tough. Somebody's obviously open, but getting the ball to that open person's the real challenge when you're under that kind of pressure.
14 seconds, entry pass just a little high. Tipped away, ends up in Jenna Young's hands for 7 seconds remaining. Young gets it back towards the middle, shot up, no good. Mia Bell gets the rebound, and we're going to go into halftime. Blue Jays 10, Huskies 20.
Tough quarter there. Team maybe showed their inexperience a little bit. Losing that quarter 13-2. So Jenna Young with a couple of threes and another bucket. I think she had their last 8 points until they got a 2-point bucket from Olivia Boyle on a putback on a Young miss. But we'll see what kind of adjustments they can make here at halftime. It's going to have to be against that half-court pressure, continuing to show patience. But I think Coach Anderson and his staff will make some adjustments, and they'll come back and see if they can get themselves back into this game.
Yep. So we got just a 10-minute halftime. We'll step away for a few minutes, and you guys can step to the fridge, and we'll see you soon. All right, welcome back to the second half of our kickoff game tonight between the Blue Jays and the Huskies. Blue Jays trailing 10-20 at halftime. Stick around after this one for the boys varsity game action after that. But, tale of two quarters there in the first half, as the first quarter was pretty much even. Blue Jays finished up 8-7 after one, and then Huskies really took it in that second quarter to come away with a 20-10 lead at halftime. Jenna Young scored all 8 of her points in the second quarter. Along with that, Olivia Boyle with 4, Jaya Kleemeyer with 3, Reagan Coos with 3, and Avery Darling with 2. For the Blue Jays, Peyton Meyer with 5, Chesney Steenhook with 4, and Carolyn Miller with 1. Husky ball coming out of the half.
As we talked about at the end of the half, it's going to be let's solve that half court trap that Winterset's playing against the Blue Jays. If they can do that, slow down, show some patience, continue to work that ball inside.
And that ball is thrown away.
Create some havoc on defense. That's always a good thing to start with too.
The way Peyton was chasing it, I wasn't convinced it wasn't tipped, but she just wanted the fast break. Little disagreement with the officials on where the ball should be inbounded from.
Yeah, that's a little bit of minutia there.
Meyer inbounds it to Haynes again. Haynes has Kleemeyer on her. Man on press. Steenhook with it. Dribble drive, shot up, and they're going to call it travel.
Just an extra little stutter step, and it looked like a man-to-man set that the Blue Jays ran there against Winterset's zone defense.
Young driving. Haynes steps in, ties up the ball on the drive. Great action there.
Yeah, that's the second time Aubrey's done that tonight. I like that. Quick hands against a veteran-savvy senior from Winterset.
Green cross court, back to Meyer. Meyer tries to force it over to Haynes. Has it tipped away. Still Blue Jay ball.
Sometimes one hard dribble towards the defense will bring a couple of defenders to you, make that pass a little bit easier.
Haynes now with the ball, crosses half court, feeds Steenhook at the free throw line.
There's that double high set. We saw a lot of that last year with Chesney and Kate.
Miller feeds Haynes, or Haynes feeds Steenhook, I should say. They're going to say that ball is
off Winterset.
Off number 2, Avery Darling. So it'll be a Blue Jay inbound under the hoop.
Chesney got that ball. There were 3 black jerseys around her.
Meyer to Green. Green to Steenhook. Steenhook left turn,
nice
right
move.
shot.
Nice move.
Gets the roll.
Good patience. I'm gonna say Chesney was challenged a little bit at halftime, and we're gonna see a better performance from her in this half.
Aubrey Haynes really stepping up a little pressure on that defense as well. Jenna Young with an open 3. Good. You don't feel like you should have to guard somebody that far out, but you have to guard her that far out.
She, I believe, is a future Division I athlete, going to play softball at the University of Iowa next year.
Keeping that black and gold color scheme, I guess. Peyton Meyer with a deep 3, off the rim, no good. And Jenna Young gets the rebound, and they're calling a foul on Carolyn Miller.
Yep, Carolyn's going to get her money's worth on her fouls tonight. She's going to come right back out of the game with her 3rd.
Mia Bell looking to check in.
Tough call. Good hustle play by Carolyn there, but she's going to have to work through that foul thing as the year goes on. She's a strong kid. You watch her throw the shot put in the discus, and you know that.
Young cross court. Darling steps back over to Kleemeyer. Kleemeyer looking for Coobs, but brings it back out. Darling now drives, kicks it over. Kleemeyer, entry pass to Coobs, shot up, no good. Rebound Acton, and they're going to get Haynes with a foul.
They were bound and determined to get the ball to Coobs. She might have been, looked like she was pitching a tent and building a campfire there in the lane.
Haynes' first foul. Bailey Acton to the line, shot up is good. Her first points of the game. Second shot, also good.
Good looking stroke from Acton.
Haynes to Meyer. Meyer dribbles across. Gotta be careful with that forearm. Steenhook over to Meyer. Meyer for three. Get! Oh, nope. Just kidding. And then feet get tangled up.
Foul on Hannah Green, it looks like.
Was trying to stop, just not quite able to. Thought I was going to convince that ball to go in. It didn't work.
Yeah, from right here, it was right on distance-wise, just a little to the left.
Young bringing it up court. Mia Bell at the top. Young's over to Devine.
Blue Jays are in a man-to-man defense now, player to player.
Young with the entry pass to Coops. Coops shot up, no good. Steenhook with the rebound.
Nice pass by Young, just couldn't finish that.
Meyer looking to go baseline, double team. They're going to call Bailey Acton with the foul.
Yep.
Her second foul of the game.
They kind of had Peyton buried in that corner there. They really didn't need to foul her, but little overly aggressive, and we get the call.
Green right back to Steenhook on the double team.
Triple team.
Oh, Jenna Young rips that ball away. Layup is good. Haynes over to Bell. Meyer in the corner. Back out top to Bell. Cross court. Haynes for three. No good.
Good
rebound.
Good quick release. Good stroke there. Just a little short. She's going to find the range here.
Coops for three. Going to be off to the left. Mia Bell with the rebound.
Good box outs.
Steenhook drives. Has it tipped away. Gets the ball back. And there, she's going to be shooting.
Chesney was going to get that ball to the basket no matter what. She was determined.
Ashlyn Devine gets called for the foul. Her second. Steenhook goes with the high arcing shot.
Good stroke from the senior.
Abby Neville coming in. Aubrey Haynes going to go to the bench for a breather.
We'll shout out to Abby's grandma, who's up in Dubuque watching the game tonight.
Second one, no good. Coops with the rebound.
Let's see if we're back in that zone defense now, or are we still matched up? Nope, still man-to-man.
Young over to Claymeyer. Claymeyer driving, has it blocked by Hannah Green, gets her own rebound, dribbles it back out. Young setting up the offense, drives to the middle, and Meyer reached in for the ball, is going to get called for the foul. Actually, they're going to call it on Mia Bell.
Good hesitation move there from Jenna Young. Just kind of that's such a huge thing in basketball, is just that change of pace to start with the change up and then throw the fastball, so to speak, on your shifting gears.
Young for three, off. Hannah Green gets the rebound. Over to Bell, back to Green. Meyer at the top, into Steenhook, tips it out to Bell. Green to Meyer. Meyer swings it all the way to Neville. Neville for three, off to the right. No good, and Ashlyn Devine with another rebound. Young looking for the entry pass, but Neville steps in front of it. I feel like that hit almost everybody on the court as it went out of bounds.
Ball's pinballing around out there.
Going to result in a Blue Jay ball. Aubrey Haynes going to check in for Meyer.
Winterset seems more determined than ever to keep the ball away from Chesney Steenhook. Really
doubles and
triple teams when the ball goes into her. And at this point, it's been the perfect strategy.
Oh, great play by Haynes, knocking it off of Claymeyer to maintain the ball for the Blue Jays.
Good heads-up play. Coach Anderson with a smile.
Yeah.
Not a lot to smile about since the first quarter.
But hustle's always appreciated. Mia Bell in the corner for three, long. Neville gets the rebound. Had it knocked away by Devine, and then gets called for the foul.
Yep. And Patrick, I just think we're seeing a lot of plays from young players that don't have a lot of varsity basketball experience. They're just going to continue to get better. They're going to learn from this. You know, that first game to second game improvement is always the most dramatic. And there's a lot of game here left yet.
Blue Jays get a partial block on that, come away with the ball. Green over to Neville. Yeah, it's almost like a box around Chesney and then one. Foul is going to be called on Olivia Boyle. Her second foul. Non-shooting. Steenhook has it dribbled off her foot. Ball is tipped away. Meyer chases down the loose ball and then gets fouled by Bryn Acton.
A lot of players seeing action tonight. 9 Winterset players, 10 Blue Jays. Conditioning's probably not where you want it to be at this point of the year, so you're going to go a little deeper in the rotation, give everybody a try, see what's going on.
Meyer hits the three.
That's one way that we could get back into this game quickly, Patrick, is from the three-point line. And
we've had some good open shots from three. We just haven't been able to hit them, and that can
we have seen Peyton
play
Meyer,
back to the average.
Catch fire before.
Meyer getting pinballed off, or Bell getting pinballed off the screens, I mean. Claymeyer with it.
Mia Bell's the perfect defender to be out there guarding.
And they're going to call foul on that missed shot.
Perfect player to be guarding Young, and Young still finds a way to get past her and get to the free throw line.
Bell's second foul. Young will go to the line.
First free throws for her tonight.
Off the back of the rim. Young, a 75% free throw shooter last year.
Yep. Leading scorer in this game, looking for her 14th point right here.
And she hits that one.
She's going to get a little rest here at the end of the quarter. We'll probably see her back at the start of the fourth unless there's an opportunity at the end of a quarter possession.
Avery Darling checks in for her. So Ashlyn Devine, Claymeyer, Darling, Acton, and Boyle on the court for the Huskies. Haynes, Meyer, Steenhook as that ball is taken away. Green and Bell on the court for the Blue Jays.
That's got to be frustrating for Coach Anderson. I mean, obviously the strategy is to get the ball into Chesney, but it's just, that was a little bit of a hook there from Boyle, but a no call as she got herself around Chesney with that chicken wing.
Green's going to get fouled as she drives towards the hoop. That foul is on Boyle. Her third foul. Take this time to thank Bird's Nest for sponsoring the broadcast. Bird's Nest is a great community sponsor for many Blue Jay activities and does a great job of taking care of a lot of our young Blue Jays throughout the school year as Hannah Green goes up for two. So thank you, Bird's Nest, for all your support of these Blue Jay athletes, both young and as they grow into high school.
get that lead down to 10 before the end of the quarter, 10 or under. It would be a good shot in the arm going into the fourth. Kind of keep you around.
Acton steps, kicks out. Darling for three, off the rim, no good. Acton gets the rebound.
I think they're going to play for one shot, which is a good strategy. Keep that lead in double digits. You're no worse than in a 12-point lead. Seems like a lot for the Blue Jays to get in one quarter.
Devine with it at the top.
Oh, there's a turnover.
Feeds Darling. Darling gets the shot or the pass over to Madeline Young, who gets the shot up. It's no good, but she is fouled and will go to the line. Foul is on Chesney, her second.
Pretty well executed into the quarter offense from Winterset. Almost turned the ball over once or twice. Got a little bit of a break on the foul.
First shot, no good.
Yep, looked a little firm. So hopefully we can get another one out of there quick.
Maybe get a quick, fast break on the rebound. Second shot up is also no good. That ball's tipped, and it's going to stay Husky ball as it goes off Green's hand.
That's where you got to get hands active, get them up above your waist, be ready for those rebounds.
Inbound, no roll for Acton, and that ball is going to be chased down after the buzzer. So after three quarters, Huskies 30, Blue Jays 18. We'll head into the fourth quarter with a little work to do here.
A little bit of work to do. And right now for Coach Anderson and his staff, it's really about what type of effort can we give in this fourth quarter. Let's not let the game get so far out of reach that, you know, we're just counting the minutes off here in the last 2 or 3 minutes. It's cut into that lead, see if you can get it under 10, you know, before the 4 or 5 minute mark, and then, you know, if you can cut it to a 2-possession game inside of 2 or 3 minutes, then you give yourself a chance. You just got to chip away. You're not going to get it all back at once. Yeah. But again, continue to make that effort on the defensive end. A little bit better quarter there from the Blue Jays defensively, holding Winterset to 10. And on the offensive end, again, it's going to be tough to get the ball into Chesney. There were a couple of possessions there in that third quarter where the ball was moved well around the perimeter. Mm-hmm. It didn't go inside. And when there's 2 or 3 players really concentrating on taking Chesney away on the inside, that only leaves maybe 3 players to guard 4
right.
On the perimeter. So I think some crisp ball movement, some passes with purpose will be the thing that opens up that offense here in the fourth quarter and going forward.
Huskies will have the ball to start the fourth quarter with looks like the starting lineup out on the court. Jenna Young with it at the top. Entry pass, trying to get it into Coobs, and Green goes to save it. I think when she went to save it, she dribbled it on the line, so it's going to be Husky ball under the hoop. Darling drives, kicks out, Coobs. Travel, no, okay. Maybe she kept that plant foot. Young, hesitation, goes to the right, gets fouled, misses the shot. Foul's going to be on Meyer.
Yep, just bodied up a little bit.
Her first foul of the game.
That's a good thing. That's a good thing. Peyton is also historically prone to get a couple of cheap fouls early in a game and have to sit a little bit. So for her just to have one foul at this point is a good positive thing for her team.
She plays basketball a lot like she plays soccer, which is a very physical effort.
Yeah.
Young's second free throw is no good. Aubrey Haynes gets the rebound, has it knocked away from behind out of bounds. It'll stay Blue Jay ball. Green into Haynes. Huskies keeping that press.
Yep, it's just a 1-2-2 or a 3-2, whatever you want to call it, and then they drop into a 2-3 zone from there.
Steenhook kicks it out. Haynes for three. No good.
Nothing wrong with that
Chase
offense.
It down. Steenhook ends up with it. Meyer now all the way to the other side. Shot up is good. Nice hustle from the Blue Jays there.
A lot of hustle plays there. Cut it to 11. Get a stop here. There we go.
Steenhook gets the rebound. We're going to get a jump ball.
Yeah.
Blue Jay ball. You know, on that play in the corner, I think it was Abby Neville that chased it down, tipped it up, and then Meyer got the tip off of the tip and swung it out. Steenhook ends up with it, swings it cross court, and Peyton runs all the way to the other side for the 2.
And those are the plays you need from an Abby Neville, from a Mia Bell. Just those hustle plays. Yep. You know, I'm going to accept that I'm a role player. I'm going to do whatever I can to help my team.
Nice pass. Meyer for 2. Off, no good. Darling gets the rebound, and Aubrey Haynes reaches in again to tie it up. 3rd time this game that she's tied up the opponent.
Blue Jays still in that man-to-man.
Young to Bell. Young gets the shot up. No good, but they're going to call Bell for the foul.
Young's pretty adept at going left or right. It's her 3rd trip to the line. 2 for 4 so far.
First one up and good. She's up to 16 points on the game. Last year she averaged 18 a game. Make that 17.
Winterset's going to take a timeout, just kind of reset things. Talk about what they don't want to see happen here in the last 6 minutes and 30 seconds or so.
Reminder, after this game, we're scheduled to have a 7:30 tip, which we might or might not get to for
That's probably not going to happen.
That's going to be pushing it, but boys action tonight between the Blue Jays and the Huskies, so expecting some excitement there, so stick around for that.
Yeah, I think it's safe to say where it's maybe a bit of a rebuilding year for the girls. This is a year of high expectations, and some preseason top 10 polls have our Blue Jays anywhere from 4 to 7 I've seen in the rankings. So a lot of experience back, some exceptional talent in the senior class, some guys coming off another really successful football season. So we'll see if they can live up to those expectations.
One game at a time.
Yes, sir.
Also, we will have a player of the game after each game, and that is sponsored by Vision Bank. You'll see your Legacy Bank changing names to Vision Bank, and we're looking forward to having Vision Bank as a proud sponsor of Blue Jay Athletics as well. Same Bondurant location, as well as Altoona, Mitchellville, Clive, and now all the Vision Bank locations as well. So more places to do your business. Mia Bell with the top of the key, over to Aubrey Haynes, feeds Steenhook. Steenhook at the free throw line. Tried to get it into Miller, just a little low on the pass.
See if Carolyn can kind of keep herself out there now. She's playing a little bit of center field defensively. They're back into a 2-3 zone.
Young gives it off to Claymeyer.
Coach Anderson realized that anybody guarding Jenna Young right now is going to be a bit of a challenge. And Winterset's just going to kind of take the air out of the ball. But with that shot clock, they really can't completely do that.
And this is why I love that, because you used to see sometimes, we're just holding for one shot if it's a close game with 4 minutes left. And no more of that.
Nice rebound by Carolyn there.
Haynes to Bell. Bell into Carolyn Miller. Miller turns, shot up and good.
And that's why Carolyn Miller needs to stay on the floor and stay out of foul trouble, because another inside presence is going to take a lot of pressure off of Chesney.
Young pull-up 2 is good.
Yeah, we can score on every possession now, but if we don't get stops, nothing's going to change. That's a mathematic fact, Patrick.
If we don't score more points than them, we're never going to catch up.
That's right.
Jump ball. Blue Jay possession. Bryn Acton coming in for Bailey Acton for the Huskies. Mia Bell to the bench for the Blue Jays. Hannah Green back out on the court. Steenhook with the big screen, and then Haynes shot up, no good. Miller just had her jump timed a little bit off and wasn't able to come up with it. Darling shot up off the side of the backboard. Steenhook with the rebound. Rips it away. Miller tries to throw across court, but Jenna Young is there. Two-point takedown, but no points scored in a basketball match for that.
No. The mats were picked up after last night's meet.
Hey, they're going back down after the basketball game.
Yep.
Though.
How would you know that, Patrick?
I feel like I'm getting text messages that Coach Dottie would love assistants putting down wrestling mats after the basketball game. New wrestling mats, that is. Velcro, no tape. It's really exciting. You should probably come help them out.
I think it'd be like going to a foreign country for me.
Young's free throw is no good. Second one up and is good. Meyer chases down the loose ball to Hannah Green, back to Meyer. Tries the entry pass, and Devine gets the steal and then gets called for the travel as she falls to the ground.
Little ragged out there.
Yeah. Just got to be a little safer with the ball, you know. Meyer with it into Steenhook. Steenhook shot up and gets the roll.
You see what Chesney can do with it when she gets a little bit of space.
Acton out. Darling's shot is off. Goes out of bounds. Blue Jay touched it. Maybe Mia made contact as it was going out. I didn't see it, but.
Looked like it went off Chesney's hand off
underneath.
A rebound. Yep.
Okay. And Miller got a hand on the ball and brings down Acton at the same time.
Winterset's kept that lead right at about 11, 12 points here this whole half. Blue Jays just haven't quite been able to chip that away and get under double digits. That's kind of it can be a real psychological thing to get over that hump. They just have not been able to do it.
Bryn Acton's first free throw is no good.
Winterset's leaving that door open. But as we approach that 3-minute mark, it's going to get tougher and tougher.
Second free throw is good for Bryn Acton. Now Olivia Boyle going to check in for the Huskies. Reagan Koobs coming out. Bell to Green, cross court to Meyer. Meyer into Miller. Miller shot up, no good. Darling went for the rebound, wasn't able to control, goes out of bounds. So Blue Jays will maintain ball. Out to Green, back to Meyer in the corner. Meyer shot, no good. Rebound, Bryn Acton. Trying to go coast to coast, then dump off pass to Ashlyn Devine for two. Meyer to Miller. Green now into Steenhook. Steenhook drops. No love on that roll, and Young goes to the ground but gets the ball away before she falls. And Huskies are going to take a timeout.
Yep. That leads out to 39-24 now. I think just a quick timeout just to talk about what your strategy is going in here. And it's going to change a little bit for coaches now, as we talked about just a few minutes ago. You get into that 35-second shot clock, and you can't just, ice the game away. The other side of it is the Blue Jays don't really want to let 35 seconds go by either when you get under 3 minutes. So it's just a new type of chess match here for these coaches and teams early in the season to kind of develop that philosophy on what you want to do. Trailing late, leading late, a lot of new thought processes.
We've said we haven't had too much of a concern about the shot clock today for this game. I don't think we're going to see much of a concern about it in the next game either.
No, I think we saw one possession in this
where they
game.
actually got the shot off with
1
second on it. It was Jenna Young as she drives the hoop for 2.
Yeah, that's if there was a dagger shot, that might be at 17 points. Probably going to be too much to overcome.
Reagan Coob's going to get called for the foul on the closeout there. I mean, I suppose if you send us to the line enough times, that would increase the ability to do that.
Yep.
But
got one more to get to the bonus.
Yep. As a team with a 17-point lead, you really never want to see your team foul and slow down the clock. But Haynes to Meyer. Meyer dribbles around to the outside. Back to Haynes. Haynes, pull up 3. No good.
She's going to make some threes this year, man. I'm telling you. She's got a nice-looking shot. Just has not had anything go her way tonight.
Yeah, big shoes to fill, but, nothing about her effort tonight or the game plan she has been a problem. It's just hasn't quite gotten it to work yet. It'll come. Shot no good. Rebound Chesney. We're going to have some focus practice, I think, dealing with the press, though.
Well, absolutely, and this isn't going to be the first or the only team that plays this type of defense against us, trying to deny the ball the inside. Teams are going to watch this film and say, hey, let's go out, pressure them out top, up front, trap the ball, and keep them from getting any easy, clean looks.
Yeah, Bell for 3, no good, in and out. Rebound Young.
One adjustment Coach Anderson's made here as we watch the ball go underneath. Chesney draw a quick foul. Just a little bit slow getting back on defense. One adjustment we've seen is there's been a few possessions this quarter where Hannah Green has gone inside to post up, and Chesney's got to go out on the outside and play. And she's got a nice shot from out there. And if that's going to change a team's defensive game plan, that might not be a bad strategy. So Coach Anderson and staff, they're going to have to come up with some new strategies and just improve the way they go about attacking that pressure. And I'm sure we'll see that here from game 1 to game 2 and then going into before break. It's a lot of opportunities, a lot of games on the schedule here between now and then.
Both teams kind of do a line change here to finish out the last minute 20. So on the court for the Blue Jays is Aubrey Haynes along with Erica Lyle, Abby Neville, Grace Bergson, and Tessa Sutherland. Olivia Young in for the Huskies along with Boyle, Zoe Breeding, Devine, and Madeline Young back in there for them as well. Boyle has it taken away by Sutherland. Neville trying to push the pace up to Haynes. Haynes behind the back dribble. Reminds you of somebody. Sutherland, no good. Rebound, Olivia Young. Ashlyn Devine with the ball at the top. Breeding now. Boyle with it in the corner.
2-second difference on the game clock and shot clock. We haven't had a chance to say that yet.
Boyle shot no good, and now the shot clock will turn off as we're not able to control the rebound.
And they're just going to dribble this out, and we're going to have our first final.
So 24-43 will be the final. We'll look to have some improvements here the next game, obviously. Some positives to take away, definitely some things to build on. And, that's what you expect pretty much all the time out of a first game of the year. Maybe a little more so than what you were hoping for. But, had 2 quarters where they were really close and then 2 quarters that weren't. Keep all 4 quarters close and you're right back in the game. And so I think we got a fairly decent option here for Vision Bank Player of the Game. 9 points, probably 6 or 7 rebounds. It's hard to keep track as much as it was bouncing around on some of those, but I think Chesney Steenhook is the right choice for Vision Bank Player of the Game.
Yeah, definitely. 9 points, and that's against
triple team,
doubles,
and double team.
Triple teams. Here's what I've always said about Chesney is when something goes wrong in the game, and we saw this from her last year, a lot of players, and she's not a young player anymore, she's a senior, and now it's going to be the leadership factor. But when things go wrong, a lot of players put their heads down, they pout, they sulk, they feel bad, they feel sorry for themselves, they blame other people. But that's really not the kind of player Chesney's been in her career. She's been a kid that something bad happens, she's going to do her best to make something good happen the next time down the floor. She's going to keep hustling. And her team's going to need to see that from her this year because they're going to go through some growing pains. This game in December is a reference point for the middle of January, the start of February, where they've come from that point, from this point to then. And I think you're going to see this team improve because you got a solid leader in Chesney, and Coach Anderson's been through this before. He's had rebuilding years when he's been with PCM, and now he's going to have that here with the Bluejays. And they're going to keep the ship afloat. I'm confident of that, Patrick.
One correction to make for you, though. Chesney's only a junior.
Is she just a junior?
Yeah, she's just been playing.
She's been playing forever.
Yeah.
Thank you for that.
So yeah,
Chesney, I had your graduation card picked out for this year. I'll wait and send that next year when you're actually a senior.
Make sure he puts some interest on that gift.
I'm glad those stamps retain their value.
So Vision Bank, our new sponsor for the Player of the Game. See what they can do for you. Great people, great service, strong communities, Vision Bank. We have about 13 minutes before the boys' action, so we'll step away and we'll be back for starting lineups and everything for that game. So go Blue Jays. All right, welcome back, Blue Jay fans, to game number 2 or 3, 2 for us, for the night and the nightcap, as the boys varsity action between the Blue Jays and the Huskies is about a minute away from starting lineups. Gave you little tidbits along the way about this team, but now we really are focused on the boys game, and should be an exciting night. Expected starting lineups for the Blue Jays. Leading scorer, Colby Collison, returning as a 3-year starter for the Blue Jays. Followed with number 10, Jackson Freed, second leading scorer last year, putting up 13 a game. Joining them in the starting lineup tonight will be number 3, Reed Falsgraf, number 15, Everett White, and number 25, Cole Miller. Pretty solid starting rotation. Names we've seen a lot of over the last year or two, along with Cole Miller being added in. It'll be his first varsity action for the Blue Jays, just a sophomore. For the Huskies starting lineup is going to be number 10, Braden Dinkla, number 13, Maddox Weeks, number 0, Charlie McDonald, number 35, Blake Furing, and number 44, Sam Hensley. Collison coming in last season with 18.3 points per game. I believe it's second year in a row he's been at 18 points or right about that per game. Jackson stepped up to 13 last year. And I think we're going to be shooting frequently this year. You're not going to worry about the shot clock with this team.
Probably not. This is a team that can really fill it up. Some proven scorers. Colby, obviously what he's done over the course of his career. He's had a career already, and he's got one more entire year. Probably going to leave the second all-time leading scorer in school history. Got a lot of work to do to catch Kerwin Dunham's 22, almost 2,300 points, but Colby, 1,000-point scorer, probably going to easily surpass that 1,500 mark. Jackson Freed, who can really fill it up, a lot of length. Gave a lot of people problems in the offseason. I heard he had just an incredible club season and great season leading up to this in the preseason, I guess you'd say. Everett White, he's the Energizer Bunny. He's the guy that just seems to be everywhere on the floor. He's a guy that's going to have to stay out of foul trouble. Mm-hmm. And then a really, really athletic Reed Falsgraf, who got some quality minutes with this team last year, an all-state football performer. And I'm interested to see Cole Miller play. Coach Evans told me before the game, he's your kind of player, Coach Carlson. You're really going to like him. So what it's going to come down to for me is, Coach Evans he's got a tremendous amount of trust and belief in these first 5 guys. He has some trust and belief in those guys that are going to come off the bench, but who's going to emerge? Who's going to be those guys that get those regular minutes? And I think tonight we're going to see Tanner Bergen, we're going to see Zach Lyle, we're going to see Cam Barnett, and some others. But who's going to stick into that 8 or 9 man rotation, maybe 7 man rotation as the year goes on? But exciting thing for this team. And then on the Winterset side, Braden Dinkla, the leading scorer for them, averaging over 10 points a game and had a 30-point effort, I believe, in their first game against Creston.
Yeah, 33 was his total on that one as they handled Creston fairly easily. Sam Hensley, the 6'4 center, going to be taking the tip for the Huskies. I'm assuming it'll be Jackson Freed Jackson Freed, the 6'6 guard, forward. What do you want to call him? I guess forward because he's too tall to be a guard.
Yeah.
Oh, he's listed as a guard. I guess he is a guard then.
Sure. We'll call him a guard. He's long. We'll just leave it at that.
Ball up, and Freed tips it to Collison. Collison, Falsgraf with the slam to start the game, and there it is.
That's kind of fun. That's how you start the year off.
Shot up, no good. Rebound, no good. That ball's ahead, and Everett White now dumped off to Falsgraf. Falsgraf lays it in this time for 2 more. Whew. Hey, I might not be able to keep stats for this. Weeks over to Fuhring now to Dinkla.
Dinkla will shoot that thing.
Dinkla tries to wrap it around but throws it off Everett's White foot.
Just really want to see Everett White stay out of foul trouble. We need him on the floor. It's a different kind of role for him this year. Falscraft draws the assignment of guarding Dinkla.
And you're going to see him probably on the best shooter for the other team quite a lot. As Falscraft takes it off the elbow and tries to drive to the lane, Dinkla knocks it away.
Falscraft, I might have to look on the replay, but he took no more than 3 dribbles from free throw line to free throw line. He covered a lot of territory there. It might have been as impressive as his dunk.
Miller into Collison. Collison is fouled on the shot. No good. He will go to the line. 4-2.
Coach Evans always has some really nice inbound underneath plays, and Colby's going to get his first shot here going to the free throw line. A couple of college coaches here tonight to watch he and/or Jackson.
You calling him out or just leaving it at that?
We'll just
all right. Collison shot up. First one is good.
I believe Briarcliff is one of those schools.
The foul was on Blake Fuhring.
A lot of that NAIA level interest for both of those guys.
Collison's second shot off the rim, no good. Rebound by McDonald. Gets it over to Weeks. Cole Miller on Weeks. Fuhring cross. Dinkla with the deep 3. Off the rim, no good. Weeks with the hustle play, not able to save it. Almost got it to go in, though, with the behind-the-back throw. Collison gets it into Miller. Dinkla's going to meet him cross half court. Falscraft now over to Miller again. Freed for 3. Long. Fuhring with the rebound. I don't know what's too far for Freed to try to shoot from, but it's not there. McDonald off. Rebound not controlled by Fuhring. He goes out of bounds. Blue Jay ball.
Winterset looks a little tight here in the early going. A couple of opportunities where if they just would squeeze the ball a little bit harder, they'd have a couple of layups, but that has a little bit to do with defensive pressure too.
Similar to our girls team, they graduated 3 out of their top 4 scorers, and so they've got some things to recover and figure out this year.
Yep.
Weeks was able to knock the ball away, but went down as he was chasing it, so Blue Jays will maintain the ball.
Winterset's in a 2-3 zone right now. They're going to kind of try to force the Blue Jays to play outside of on the perimeter.
Everett White with it up to Falscraft. Now he feeds Collison. Collison goes up for the shot. He's blocked and fouled at the same time by Hensley. Collison back to the line.
Yeah, that's Hensley's first. And that's a guy you would think also looking like he's in that 6'6" type frame you're going to want to keep on the floor.
They list him at 6'4".
Okay.
For whatever that's worth. But Collison's shot is up and good. Collison, a 70% free throw shooter last year.
I bet he improves that this year.
He also had a lot of his points from the line.
Yeah.
As he makes his third of the game. Weeks dribbling up court. Cole Miller on defense. Dinkla now driving. Kicks it out. McDonald back to Weeks. Weeks to Dinkla. Dinkla. Hensley with the shot up and good. That's a smooth shot for the big man. Collison puts up the shot.
Smooth.
Long 2-pointer. Now Dinkla coming back the other way, looking to drive. Kicks out. Weeks for 3. Off the rim, no good. Jackson Freed rips down the rebound. Freed comes cross court, then gives it to Falscraft. Falscraft into White. White loses his dribble up to Collison. Falscraft thought about the 3, over to Freed. Collison now didn't quite catch it clean. Hensley's able to take it away.
Yeah, I think Colby was thinking about that pass before he caught the ball.
Dinkla with the long 3, off the rim, no good. Collison chases down the rebound. Feeds Falscraft. Falscraft layup is good.
We saw that connection in the football season.
Right? Timeout. Blue Jays with an 11-2 lead to start the game. Falscraft with a quick 6. Collison with 5. And, no concerns about the shot clock so far.
No, not yet. Not yet. And, Reed Falscraft showing his versatility on both ends of the court. He's guarding Braden Dinkla, the leading scorer from Winterset, really not giving him any kind of clean looks. Just such a long, quick, athletic basketball player. And then getting all of his points off of a set-up tip play. You just don't see that very often in high school basketball. And then a couple of transition baskets where he's just beating people down the floor with his speed and hustle.
Still trying to figure out where Reed gets that speed from, because it's not from his dad.
It's from his mother's side, I can tell you that right now. He had an uncle that was a pretty exceptional high school basketball player, and I think his mom and her sister were also good basketball players.
McDonald goes up, gets the layup, is fouled on the way. Good little.
And Brad was okay too, but I was not Brad's coach, so I can't speak for that with any great certainty.
Well, I mean, I've never heard anybody but Brad talk about it, so I know it can't be true.
Foul was on Jackson Freed, I believe.
Yeah. McDonald's free throw is short. Freed going to chase down the rebound. Falscraft now bringing it up court. Tanner Bergeron into the game. They tried to feed him down low, but a good little hustle play from Charlie McDonald knocked that ball away. Dinkla now trying to drive. Looks to feed Hensley. Over Bergeron, gets the roll. Miller to Falscraft. Freed now with it. To Cole Miller. Falscraft has it. Bergeron into Cole at the free throw line. Pull up off the rim, no good. Bergeron had a piece of it. Wasn't able to control. Ball goes out of bounds. Coming in for the Huskies, number 22, Cade White, and number 23, Hayden Wilmus. Feuring and Weeks to the bench.
I've heard a lot about Tanner Bergeron as a three-point shooter. I'm kind of anxious to see him get spotted up and let a couple loose here in this game and see if that just adds another player to that scouting report for other teams to worry about.
Dinkla brings it up court over to Wilms. McDonald now brings it out top, trying to use White's screen.
Don't use the spleen.
Don't lose the spleen. Dinkla over to McDonald in the corner. Shot up is no good, off the rim. And loose ball. And we're going to have a jump ball between Bergeron and Hensley. Well, not actually between them.
Yeah.
We don't do that. That'd be fun, though.
Yeah. Stays with Winterset.
Dinkla to inbound. Gets it to White. Deep three from McDonald, and it's good.
McDonald picking up for the scoring with Dinkla not being able to throw the ball in the bucket yet.
Bergeron cross court, Falscraft drives, shot up and doesn't get the roll. Collison goes up, gets the rebound, right back up with a shot, no foul called. And Falscraft goes to try to save that one as steps on the line.
Yep.
And Collison was figuring he'd get fouled if he went right back up, but nothing was called.
Winterset's kind of cut that 11-2 lead down to 11-9, looking to tie it up with a bucket or go ahead with the three. Blue Jays in a 2-3 zone, not a common staple of a Coach Evans team to play a lot of zone, but with this length.
And McDonald with another three.
And the 10-0 run for the Huskies.
No. Freed dumps it off to Collison. Collison lays it in for two. Nice give.
Looks like those two have played together for a while.
Right. Miller knocks it away from Hensley. Has it passed back to him. Feeds Bergeron on the outside. Steps in. 2-point shot attempt is no good. Rebound, Dinkla. Dinkla throws it out to McDonald. McDonald for another deep three, and he's on fire right now.
Yep, that's just a heat check right there. Colby Collison had a hand right up in his face, and he still knocked that thing down.
Falsgraf for three, off the no good. Miller not able to control. Cameron Barnett and Everett White coming in for the Blue Jays. Falsgraf and Miller going to the bench. Nope, Miller not going to the bench. Freed is.
Going to switch back to man-to-man now.
Dinkla sees the confusion and pulls up for his own three-pointer.
Yep. And there was confusion, and that's what led to that three.
Bergeron for three. Good.
There we go. That's what the doctor ordered right there. Really needed that. That was a timely three to kind of right the ship a little bit.
Hensley loses the pass. Bergeron traces it down, gets it to Cole Miller. Wilms on him. Everett White over to Bergeron. Bergeron cross court, Collison. Back to Miller. Miller for three. No good. Bergeron went to get a piece of it and commits the foul on White, his first.
And that's one of those fouls that Tanner just needed to just let the ball go, avoid the foul. Nothing to be gained by that.
Hensley going out.
And now I do believe we are.
Hudson Wilms coming in for the Huskies. Shot clock turned off.
Matched up man-to-man.
Under 10 now. Calling for the screen. Dinkla kicks it out to Wilms. Wilms off the rim, no good. Collison has it with 2 seconds. Shots up.
Ooh,
off the rim, no good.
Gave that one a shot.
So after one quarter, the Huskies actually have a lead 18-16.
Yeah, they really did a great job weathering the storm. Of course, 4 3-point shots, 3 out of McDonald, 1 out of Dinkla on a little bit of confusion defensively for the Blue Jays didn't hurt. But at one point they were down 11-2 and went on about a 16-5 run to end the quarter. So I think right now, in addition to making sure that the Blue Jays know what they're in defensively, finding those shooters, obviously McDonald is a guy that you're going to want to find right now. But in addition to that, the Blue Jays haven't gotten a lot out of their half-court offense. A couple of cutting baskets, one connection with Collison and Freed that comes to mind, but a lot of their points have been out of transition. There was the Tanner Bergeron three there towards the end of the quarter as well, but that 2-3 zone that Winterset's settled back into, the Blue Jays are going to have to kind of peck away at that and kind of find the soft spots in that zone and maybe just be a little more patient, kind of like what we saw in the girls' game. It's not a hot potato. Take care of the ball and get those 3-point shots going inside out.
On the court for the Huskies, Dinkla, 2 Wilms, a White, and McDonald. It's that ball.
Yep. Little set offensive play.
Goes out of bounds.
Jackson Freed there, just couldn't convert.
On the court for the Blue Jays, Everett White, Jackson Freed, Tanner Bergeron, Reed Falsgraf, and Cameron Barnett. Dinkla bringing up court to Hudson Wilms. Kicks out to McDonald. Not giving him as much space as we were. Dinkla's going to pull up, though. A little short on that one. Freed playing tip drill with Cameron Barnett. Freed ends up coming away with it. Falsgraf is going to get called for the travel.
Yep, just a little hop there, a little side hop. I don't know if Coach Evans saw that.
I can't tell if he's saying things to the official or to Reed. Either way, he's not happy about
No.
the play.
Kind of got that scrunched up face look that a coach gets.
Step back for Wilms, and he hits a three.
As we've said, this gym can be a friendly shooter's background.
Everett White dump off to Cameron Barnett. Barnett feeds Bergman, cutting to the basket.
Good pass from Cameron Barnett. Very unselfish play. Could have went up for the two himself, but found his teammate, and Bergman took care of it.
Dinkla tries to pass it to the corner. Not able to complete.
That baseline drive, kick to the opposite baseline has become a kind of a staple for some teams in basketball these days. I'm kind of old school. I don't like that. It's a jump to pass. It just,
It does extend the court because if you're 3 feet out of bounds when you make the pass, it's a bigger court.
Yep.
But it's a high risk, high reward type of play.
As Bill Walton would say, John Wooden would say, don't jump to pass.
Collison pulls it back out.
Showing my age there. A lot of people listening probably don't even know who those two guys are.
Well, I mean, Bill Walton's still on TV.
Well, sort of.
Falscraft pull up two, no good. Rebound White. Cade White. McDonald pulls up for three again and hits it. Holy cow.
Yeah. 4 threes for McDonald. He's got 14.
Collison with it, brings it back out to Falscraft. Falscraft left side, dump off into White. White kicks it back out. Bergeron for three, hits good.
2 for 2 for Tanner from out there.
McDonald tries to drive. Falscraft picks his pocket, and he's going to go in and dunk it again. Falscraft slamming it home. And then look at that hustle back on defense. Knocks it away from Dinkla again.
Oh, and they're going to call Bergeron for a foul. Oh, that's just a scramble. And there's an official 5 feet from the play, and there's 115
And then Weeks
feet.
just shoves Falscraft for something. I mean, we've known for a while that maybe these two teams don't necessarily like each other.
Yeah.
I don't think it's changing this year.
Nope.
Dinkla to McDonald. McDonald drives. 2-pointer attempt. No. Oh, it got the bounce.
I'm going to say Charlie McDonald's having his career high for a first half. I could be wrong.
Well, he scored 8 in the first game, so. Bergeron gets the rebound over to Falscraft. Now Collison for three, no good. Bergeron gets another rebound. Feeds it to Freed. Freed's going to drive. 2-point attempt is good.
Nice job by Jackson Freed, his first bucket. See if that maybe gets him going a little bit.
McDonald for way downtown. And he finally found the spot where it's not going in.
See if that might cool him off a little bit.
Weeks knocks the ball away. Still Blue Jay ball. Cole Miller going to come in. Bergeron going to go to the bench after a really good quality
needs
route.
A big hand there. A couple of threes, offensive rebounds, great hustle on defense.
Freed into Miller. Collison back out to Freed for three. Good. Freed-pointer.
Just turn the shot clock off, Patrick. We're not going to need it tonight.
It's just a crutch, just to know it's there. Dinkla throws it back out as he's falling down. Weeks with it now. White tips it out. Furing with the ball. Furing trying to get to Dinkla. And that's going to be over the back. Falscraft tip, then Dinkla tipped. And so no change of possession.
Reed Falscraft creating a lot of problems out there.
Freed back out to Miller. Dangerous pass there from Falscraft. Furing with the pick, and then Falscraft's going to get called for the foul on Weeks.
see that a lot. You magnify a bad with a bad.
Yeah. Dinkla had it tipped by Falsgraf, so it's going to stay with the Huskies. Dinkla, the inbounder, throws it way out top to McDonald. Collison out on him. Loses the ball. And Collison had it knocked away. Thought he was fouled on the turn, but nothing was called.
Yeah,
Weeks
maybe.
pull up two, no good. Everett White. What was that?
Maybe he was fouled.
Yeah. Freed
Oh!
gets trucked on his way to the basket. Doesn't go in, but Fuhring's going to get called for the foul, and Freed will go to the line for two.
That was a play right there from Jackson Freed. He's a kid that's played a lot of basketball. He just knew to get that shot up there. He was going to draw the foul. So just get the ball up there, get yourself to the free throw line. Maybe you get an and one.
Freed's free throw is good. Freed was a 75% free throw shooter last year, so just getting that shot up gets you to the line for two. That's positive. Cole Miller checks back in for the Blue Jays. Freed hits both of them. 7 points on the night for him.
After a slow start.
Weeks brings it up court, driving to the basket, and has it swatted away by Everett White. Dinkla looking for a spot to get it into. Finds Wilms. Wilms drives. Pump fake. Now Fuhring driving on Miller, and that's going to be a charge as he led off with the left arm. Third foul on Blake Fuhring. Collison gets it into Falsgraf. Drops it off for Miller.
Yep, Winterset staying in that 2-3 zone.
And Weeks is going to get the reach foul. His first foul. Fifth on the team. Miller cross court to Falsgraf. Falsgraf over to Collison. Collison swings it back over to Miller. Now feeds Collison back to the paint. 2-point bucket, good.
Collison and Miller just playing catch there and right in that soft spot, middle of that zone.
Dinkla feeds White. White up, has it blocked by Freed. He gets called for the foul.
I think Jackson got a lot of ball there on the follow through, might have clicked forearms, and that's where the foul call occurred.
So Cade White will go to the line. He hits his first.
Southpaw.
Zach Lyle going to check in for the Blue Jays. Jackson Freed going to go to the bench for maybe the last 2 minutes, maybe just for a short break. Freed does have 2 fouls. White hits them both. Lyle with the ball. To White. White feeds Collison. Collison up and good.
Love the high-low against the 2-3 zone. Good look.
Dinkla drives. Dump off pass. Cade White for 2. No good. Collison gets the rebound. Falsgraf driving to the lane. Goes down hard. No foul. Get up, buddy. Quit looking at the ref. Shots up. And good for Wilms.
His second three on the night.
Falsgraf over to Miller. Miller for three. Off and no good. Weeks is able to track it down. Dinklin now drives, shot up, no good. Rebound, Collison. Just skies over everyone, rips it away, and he's going to drive. Gets the bucket, no foul.
Nice take. Strong finish.
Hensley steps in, feeds White with a nice pass, and White finishes for two.
Now you start talking about 2-for-1 type situations too.
Falsgraf thought about the three.
Oh, looked like out of bounds on Winterset, and it was.
I don't know how Falsgraf wasn't fouled as he lost that ball with his hands getting hit. But anyway, Charlie McDonald coming back into the game. Maddox Weeks out.
So 28 on the game clock, 17 on the shot clock. Not a 2-for-1 situation. You still want to get your best look here and then get back on D.
Falsgraf over to Lyle. Lyle back over to Falsgraf. Falsgraf's going to drive, kicks it over to Lyle. Lyle in the corner. Off the rim, no good. Falsgraf with the putback, no good. Gets his own rebound again, puts it up, no good, but gets fouled that time. That foul is on Cade White, his first. Falsgraf will go to the line for two. First one rolls on in. That's that shooter's touch you're looking for.
Yep.
Lyle gonna come out. Cameron Barnett in. Maddox Weeks checking in for the Huskies. Cade White coming out with just 16 seconds left. Weeks or Dinkler will probably be looking to get a shot off, although Charlie McDonald's been kind of on fire this game. Falsgraf, second one, no good. McDonald gets the rebound.
See if they drop into a man. Nope, they're in man-to-man.
10 seconds remaining. Weeks with the ball.
Up into Dinkla's jersey there.
Nice little dump off pass to Hensley. No good. Collison going to get another shot at the buzzer beater. It's up and it's short. And Blue Jays are going to head into halftime with a 37-33 lead. Just an exciting first half of basketball brought to you by our friends at the Bird's Nest. And thanks again for sponsoring this broadcast. We know they love their Blue Jays just as much as you do. We appreciate their support of everything that we do around here. Exciting first half. Collison with 14, 8 from Falsgraf, including a couple dunks, 7 from Freed, 8 from Berggren, leading the Blue Jays to 37-33. Huskies with three-pointers galore, as you have 16 points for McDonald off of 4 three-pointers?
4 threes.
And another 6 points from Hayden Wilmus off 2 three-pointers and 3 from Dinkla off threes. And, so exciting game. We're going to take a short break, and we'll come back to talk second half basketball here soon. All right, well, I hope you had a chance to refill your drinks because we got another exciting half of basketball here coming up. Blue Jays with a 37-33 lead at the start of the third. Leading scorer for the Blue Jays, Colby Collison with 13, followed by Reed Falsgraf with 9, 8 for Berggren, 7 for Freed. Fouls for the Blue Jays, 2 for Tanner Berggren, 2 for Jackson Freed, and 1 for Reed Falsgraf. For the Huskies, leading scorer Charlie McDonald with 16, Hayden Wilms with 6, Cade White and Sam Hensley with 4, and Braden Dinkla with 3. Fouls on the Huskies, Blake Fuhring with 3, Sam Hensley with 1, Maddox Weeks with 1, and Cade White with 1. Blue Jays came out firing to start the first quarter, and then Huskies were able to even out, closed up the second half with a small lead. Blue Jays were able to bounce back to the right side of it at halftime and look for some more fire here. Blue Jays will need to find a way to shut down some of those three-pointers from the Huskies. But
yeah, exciting first half. When your tip play results in a dunk to start the game out of Reed Falsgraf, you just better tighten up the seat belts a little bit. But Winterset answered, and boy, they got hot from 3, making 7 in the first half. Yep, and and kind of riding the ship, and they could have got flushed early, but they hung around. They took a lead, and the Blue Jays battled back. We'll see if this game settles into a similar or different pattern here for the second half. Man-to-man for the Blue Jays.
Good turnaround for McDonald. No good on the bucket. Jackson Freed with the rebound.
I think all of McDonald's shots are going to be hardly contested this second half.
Freed pull up 2, no good. Everett White gets the rebound. No good on the shot. Going to be a foul, I think, on Blake Fuhring, which will be his 4th.
That's Everett White's game right there. Offensive rebounds, lurking around that basket. And getting to the free throw line.
White makes the first. And Fuhring is going to check out. Cade White checking in for the Huskies. Second one good as well. Nice smooth shot there from Everett White. Cole Miller with a little bit of one-man press. Weeks dumps it off to Dinkla. Falsgraf guarding him. Weeks dumps it back out. Ends up in the hands of Falsgraf. Falsgraf's going to bring it out wide. Makes a smart decision to pass it out. Cole Miller back to Falsgraf.
Winterset stays in that 2-3 zone.
Freed now with the ball.
See if we get a little inside out.
Shot clock violation? Or did it not get bumped up?
I don't think it got bumped up.
Oh, geez.
And herein lies
our first
the
shot clock issue of the season.
Administration of the shot clock. I think Chris Germeland, who's operating the shot clock, teacher at the intermediate building, former Forest City prep.
I don't know what the Forest City mascot is. I'm sorry.
Forest City.
Is it the Indians?
I think you're right. The former Forest City Indian. I think he's saying that something didn't reset. I don't know if it is entirely manual. I should ask some of those questions maybe.
Probably right, giving him the business about messing up already, though.
Yeah. They're going to set it at 9. Little wrinkles to work out early here in the season.
Freed for 3, off the rim, no good. Collison tips it to himself, out to Falsgraf. Falsgraf passes up to Cole Miller. Miller for 3, off the rim, no good. Freed skies for the rebound, puts it up, no good, but gets fouled.
That was a big boy offensive rebound there from Jackson Freed. He skied for that thing, went into traffic, grabbed it, gets himself to the line.
First one, no good.
Tough schedule to start the year for the Blue Jays. They start here right in the thick of conference season with Winterset at home. They go to traditionally tough Ballard next Tuesday, come back home to ADM, another team that's expected to finish towards the top of the conference.
Freed makes the free throw, hitting all sides of the rim.
And then next Saturday, they have a game at Wells Fargo Arena against top 10 Marion. Kind of a novel thing.
White takes the pass, goes up for two. Yeah, that's a pretty fun schedule to start out the year. Cole Miller pull up for three, no good. Collison gets the rebound, puts it right back up without landing. He's just over there levitating for rebounds.
Yeah.
Dinkla gets the roll. Freed over to White. White will take that shot too. Collison for three, no good. Freed gets the rebound, puts it right back in. Good positioning there on the rebound and no hesitation to go back up.
Blue Jays extending that lead to 7, and Winterset's going to take a timeout. 32nd.
As we go into this quick timeout, we have a birthday to call out.
Oh.
Young Drake Falsgraf reaching the age of 14 today. So
right?
Happy birthday to him.
8th grader.
Gets the joy of watching his brother play some basketball today while I'm sure constantly sitting there telling himself, yeah, I could beat him.
Looks like he's kind of holding court over there in that junior high student section. Kind of everybody surrounding him. He's telling stories.
It's hard to hide over there when you're that big, though.
So that game next Saturday against Marion at Wells Fargo is at 2 o'clock tip time. And your admission into that game also gets you admission to the Iowa Wolves game. I doubt if we'll be seeing Luca Garza. It's possible that he could be playing not against the Blue Jays, but in that.
That seems like an unfair advantage.
In the nightcap because he got called up to the big team with the injury to Karl Anthony Towns.
Bohannon should still be there, though.
Yep. Maybe he'll sign his shoes and leave him on the court after the game.
Entry pass to Cade White. White with the move, trying to look for room. Jackson Freed just being tall. Hensley goes up and gets the ball and gets the 2-point bucket. Freed to White, back over to Freed in the corner. Now White gonna pull up for three. Off the rim, no good. Deep rebound, Dinkla's able to chase it down.
Good hustle.
Falsgraf gets the rebound after the block attempt there. Freed back over to White. Gonna bring it out to Falsgraf at the top. Falsgraf with a little runner. No good. And Hensley's gonna go down hard on the foul. Foul's gonna be on Everett White. That'll be his first.
I'm gonna call that a shooting foul.
Yeah,
I guess.
That's fair. First one is good for Hensley. Wilm is checking in for the Huskies. Maddox Weeks to the bench. That'll be Hayden Wilmus. Hensley with this second shot attempt. And it's good as well. Nice smooth shooting from the big man.
A couple of lefties on the Husky team. We've got Tanner Berggren back in the game for Falsgraf.
Freed over in the corner for three, short. Rebound, Cade White.
Ball hit the bottom side of the rim, and I thought it was going to go in.
Dinkla kicks it back out to Wilms. Wilms tries to drive into a crowd. Dinkla now for three. Off the rim, no good. Falsgraf gets the rebound. Kicks it out to Collison. Collison brings it back out to Freed. Everett White over to Berggren. Berggren going to drive. Kicks out top to Falsgraf. Freed for three. Good. Freed pointer. His second three of the game.
Barnett's going to check in for Everett White, give him a little breather. Good start to the third quarter for Everett.
Pfalzgraf checking out as well. Cole Miller in. Cade White now with entry again. Jackson Freed there again. Causes the disruption and then gets the rebound.
Good defensive rebounding position for Cam Barnett.
Freed into Collison, now out to Berggren. Berggren gets fouled by Charlie McDonald on the floor. I'm a little surprised not to see Tanner pull up on that as he gets it kicked out, but not that he can't drive. It is, there's a lot more people in the paint.
Yep.
Collison with the pump fake. Cole Miller now dumps it into Freed. Freed goes up and doesn't get the roll.
I think they're going to call that on the floor maybe.
Anyway, yeah. 22, Cade White on the foul. That's his second.
Showing 3 against him.
3? Did I miss one? Maybe. Is that the 4? Yeah.
We'll sign up for the 3.
Well, that's the 4th of this half. So Collison hits the 3.
Collison with 18. Such a quiet 18 too.
Such a quiet 18.
It's like a Murray 18, you know, the Murray brothers.
Dinkla puts up the 2.
They got 30 points. How'd they get that? Colby's the same way. A lot of it's not a lot of fanfare with him. He just gets it done.
Berggren for 3, and there's what I asked for.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, that's going to be a weapon for this team. If Tanner Berggren can shoot the ball with that kind of consistency.
White under the hoop, gets the ball fed to him, not able to convert. That's going to be off Cam. Dinkla with a nice pass all the way down court. But it's going to be Hudson Wilms checking in. Sam Hensley to the bench. Dinkla to inbound. Hayden Wilms, dump off Hudson Wilms. Charlie McDonald with a deep 3. Doesn't get it to go. Wilms chases it down, throws it back in, but Cam Barnett is the benefactor. Collison for 3, long. Cam Barnett with a good rebound, kicks it out. Cole Miller for 3. And that's not going to be reboundable.
Nope. Cole's had some good looks, just hasn't been able to get one to rattle down for him yet. Bluejays quickly getting this out to a 10-point lead.
It's quiet. Quiet lead.
Not quite the explosive offense that we saw early in the game, but just steadily building that lead.
They're going to get Cole Miller on that foul.
Yep.
His first. Pfalzgraf going to check in. Freed going to check out here. 2 minutes remaining, 2:12 remaining in the third. Dinkla to inbound, gets to Charlie McDonald deep. Decides not to this time. Spins, has it blocked by Berggren into the hands of Dinkla, and Dinkla puts it up with a little reverse lay-in really fast. Good defense by Berggren, just bad luck as it rolls into his opponent's hands.
Yep.
Pfalzgraf into Barnett. Barnett has it knocked away by White. They're going to call Cade White with the kick. Blue Jay ball. Miller to inbound. To Collison in the paint. Put up, no good. Barnett gets the rebound.
Good hustle from Cam.
Yep. Wilms cross court to Dinkla. Dinkla over to Wilms. Three-pointer is good for Hudson Wilms.
Just like that, it's a 5-point game again. Winterset has that 3-point weapon that they have not broken out here in the second half like they did in the first half.
Pfalzgraf drives, floater, no good. Berggren gets the rebound, put back, and it's good. Dinkla cross court, Wilms to McDonald at the top. Cade White sets a screen on Collison. Wilms for 3. And that one's Hayden Wilms for 3.
Yeah,
the
Miller
brothers passing back and forth.
Miller just did not get out on that shot like he needed to. Under a minute. This is maybe one of those 2-for-1 situations now.
Bergeron back to Collison. Collison drives, kicks it out. Bergeron, pump fake, 2-point attempt is good. Gets the roll.
Shooter's touch. No shot clock.
Barnett gets the steal. Collison now driving. Falsgraf takes it, throws it up. No,
he got
good.
Fouled.
Coach Evans is saying if that's not a blocking foul, I don't know what is.
Looks like a blocking foul to me. Kind of like pull the chair out from underneath him a little bit, you know.
Dotson going to check in for Cole Miller. Everett White in. So White, Bergeron, Dotson, Collison, Falsgraf on the court for the Blue Jays. Maddox Weeks bringing it up the court, probably looking to get to either Dinkla or McDonald. Weeks drives, layup, no good, and rebound by Cade White. 2-point bucket is good. Falsgraf going to try and go coast to coast. Pull up 3, good! Falsgraf at the buzzer.
Big bucket. Big bucket. Because you're looking at a 4-point game, and that's not a lot of distance as you're heading into the fourth quarter. 7-point lead's a little bit better cushion, and big shot from Reed. His first bucket of the second half after he got off to such a fast start in the first quarter. 6 quick points, and he's got 12 on the night now.
Big half so far from Bergeron as well. He's got 7, I believe, this half.
15 in the game.
Jackson Freed with 6 this half, so pretty spread out scoring there for
balance.
The Blue Jays this quarter.
Good balance.
True for the Huskies as well. Dinkla had 6 in that quarter. 4 for Cade White, 3 for Hayden Wilms, 3 for Hudson Wilms, and 4 for Sam Hensley.
So in addition to the shot clock this year, Patrick, another new thing in boys basketball this year is the Athletic Association is actually going to come out with a season rankings. They've never done that before. They've always left that to the sports writers, the Des Moines Register, but they're going to actually have that where the top 8 teams at a cutoff point, probably late January, early February, will be districted apart from each other. It's going to maybe create a little more travel situation when the district tournaments roll around, but very similar to what we see with girls basketball. It will.
They're also waiting to make those brackets, right?
Yep.
They're not doing it like 2 weeks later or something like that?
Yep.
Because we've had issues in the past where, hey, we have 3 games against teams in that district still coming up, which drastically changes it.
Right.
Shot no good from Wilms. Rebound, Weeks. Out to Charlie McDonald at the top. His shot is no good. Collison gets the rebound.
McDonald with an offer going here in the second half after an unbelievable first half.
And Everett White with the 3-pointer.
Hey, when your 5 guy can step out and hit a 3, it probably bodes well for a pretty good season.
Falsgraf, good hustle, try and chase that down, not quite able to get there, so it'll stay Husky ball.
Reed is a problem defensively for people. He just so long and athletic.
Well, and you're just going to have to change a little bit on how you do things because you can't make that cross-court pass because they'll get there. Everett White rips down the rebound. It's almost like he spent all year trying to steal passes in a football game. Charlie McDonald gets the block. It's going to be out on him.
This is kind of getting to be that trouble time for Winterset here. Another bucket or two, you get that lead out to 12, 14 points. You get under 5-6 minutes, it's going to be pretty tough to come back against a good team on their own home court.
Miller's pass is tipped away by Wilms. It goes out of bounds into the student section. What a great student section it is, by the way. Good group showing up. We also had the pep band tonight, so it's been pretty full house here, which is always more fun. Collison over to Miller. Miller to Freed. Might have got away with a little step there. Collison drives, shot up and good.
Get a little emotion out of Colby. You don't always see that with him, but that's, again, just good teamwork, good ball movement, and just so strong from the senior captain, the leader.
That's a 4th foul on Cade White. So he's going to go to the bench along with Hayden Wilms. Hensley on the court along with Grant Feuring checking back in with his 4 fouls.
Collison looking for point number 21 here at the free throw line.
And he gets it.
It's a 13-point lead. This is kind of trouble time. Oh, goodness.
Collison knocked that ball away, and then as Weeks tried to regain it, wasn't able to, but he stepped on the line as he went after it.
Yep.
So Huskies are going to take another timeout at 6:32 remaining with a 66-53 lead. Reminder to stay tuned after the game. We'll have our Vision Bank player of the game. We have a lot of options to choose from.
Really do.
And a lot of time left where somebody could cement themselves as the pick. So let's go ahead and focus on winning this game first.
Yes, absolutely. And I think the keys to winning the game right now are on the defensive end. With this much time in the game left in the game, there's no reason for Winterset to score 13 more points. You have a 13-point lead. So get it done on the defensive end. Keep McDonald, keep Dinkla, keep the Wilms from, catching the ball clean and getting shots here. Don't let them get back into the game with a 3-point shot. And then rebound the basketball. And if you do those two things, you're probably not going to give them too many inside scoring opportunities just with your size and length. And then take care of the ball on the offensive end, get good possessions. Maybe utilize that shot clock a little bit.
Where's the fun in that? White looking to get it into Freed. Dumps it off to Miller. Freed still looking for his advantage down low. Miller cross court. Everett White for 3 off. Collison goes to rip it down, and a little pinball action there again. Feuring is the one that comes away with it. Weeks over to Wilms, back to Weeks. Now to Hensley down low, and back to Weeks again, and he gets the 2. Ballstraff over to Miller. Freed working hard down low, looking for an option there. White's going to travel all the way through the lane and get the 2.
Nice job by Everett.
Dinkla for 3, no good. Into the hands of Weeks. He's going to step in, dump it off for Feuring for 2.
And got a rebound there.
And timeout Winterset again. Full this time.
Yeah, and Patrick, you made a good point when I said, maybe utilize that shot clock a little bit. What fun would that be? And there's that learning piece for every team that they have to do throughout the course of the year. What that happy medium is between keeping the foot on the gas, and then also knowing when it's winning time, and finishing a team off. And I think that's what Coach Evans is talking about with his team in the huddle right now. Hey, we want to stay aggressive. We want to get layups if they're there. We don't want to pass up open 3-point shots, but we want to make darn sure we're getting good possessions. And then as you get later into the game, if you have a double-digit point lead and you're under 2 minutes, then you're probably working that whole shot clock.
Yeah.
And again, this is where it's going to be interesting to see how teams play in that last 5 to 10 seconds of a shot clock situation. Are they gonna go 4 low and play one-on-one up top with a Colby Collison or a Jackson Freed? You run some screen action, just what exactly you're going to do, and I think that's going to evolve as the year goes on too.
And it really gives the opportunity to maybe design more plays. You know, do you drive and kick it out, or if nobody stops, you take it all the way in? I mean, yeah, the options are there. So it'll be interesting to see how people utilize it.
Yeah. Winterset's going to bring the full court pressure, it looks like, out of dead ball situations, maybe on made baskets.
They have a couple guys in foul trouble, so that might not be advantageous. But, you know, at some point you also have to quit worrying about that. Colby Collison.
He put poor Hensley on skates there.
Wilms for three, gets the roll. His fourth three of the game. Falsgraf with Weeks on him. Now out to Collison. Has it stripped by Dinkla. Dinkla lays it in for two.
Cuts that lead down to 8. Just about the 4-minute mark.
Miller gets it over to Freed. And Dinkla is going to get called for that reach.
One more foul to give yet before the Blue Jays are in that 1-1.
Dinkla's first foul of the game.
New shot clock, too.
Collison steps around, takes the inbound pass. Slow it down a little bit. A little communication issue there, but we're good.
Got to get good spacing here.
Still 25 seconds on the shot clock. Miller feeds Falsgraf back. Falsgraf steps in. Dinkla's going to foul him on the way up. That should be 2 shots.
You know, Cole Miller, he hasn't had a bucket tonight. He hasn't made a few of his open 3-point shots haven't gone down yet, but he's really handled the ball with a lot of poise. He's played solid defense. You know, for a first varsity game, aside take the shooting out of the equation, I'd give him a pretty high grade tonight.
Falsgraf hits his second. That's 14 on the night for him.
Did he make both?
Yeah.
Okay. I was too busy flapping my gums there.
That's all right. We got to say nice things about Cole every once in a while. His dad's sitting right in front of us.
Yeah. He's earned that.
The Husky coach is arguing. Colby says, no, we're going this way.
No, it's a white ball. And he keeps crossing in front of Colby, which is just kind of garbage, really. Don't care for that very much.
Yeah.
We're all competitive.
Over to Freed.
Yeah, I think you and I are a little competitive too, Patrick.
Yeah, I have my days. White down low, shot up, no good. Gets his own rebound, and he's going to get fouled by Charlie McDonald on that one, and he'll go to the line. Oh, no, they called that one on Hensley. His second. White will go to the line for 2. First one up and good.
There was a time in this first half when I talked a little bit about the Blue Jays not really having any identity in the half court, and the difference in this game right now is the identity they've had in the half court in the second half. Really working possessions, getting the ball to the basket. Got to be leading points in the paint by a big margin in this game.
And really doing a good job at the free throw line.
Yes. You're not supposed to say that till after the game, though.
I didn't call anybody specifically out for it, though. Everett White comes away with the rebound. Falsgraf now tries to feed it to Freed. Dinkla now drives, loses it on the way up. They're going to call Colby for a foul.
That last turnover from Reed Falsgraf is what gives coaches wrinkles in their face because they make funny facial expressions. Right there, Coach Evans is like, hey, let's pull it out. Let's work 35 seconds off the clock. And if we don't get a bucket, at least we've shortened the game.
First foul of the game for Collison. Dinkla misses the first shot. Second one is missed as well. Everett White gets the rebound again. Under 3 minutes now.
Reed was probably saying, Coach, I knew they were going to miss both free throws, and that extended the game too, or shortened the game too.
I mean, all teenage boys know everything.
Yep.
So. And now Weeks is going to get called for the foul and have a complaint about that as well. Like I said, teenage boys know everything. They've never done anything.
Yeah, I know some in their early 20s that are think they're pretty smart too.
Maybe some in their 30s and 40s as well. Yeah.
Bonus. I know this is one area of the game that Reed Falsgraf wanted to improve from last year's his free throw shooting.
Makes that one for his 15th point of the game. And the second.
It's 2, 5 for 6 on the night.
Yep. I'm not going to say what his free throw percentage was last year, but it was substantially lower
twice
than 5
as good
of 6.
tonight.
Yeah.
And that's 83%. I do know a little bit of math.
Freed going to get called for that foul, his third. McDonald will go to the line.
This is another thing you don't want to do, is put the other team on the line without the clock running when you have a lead late in the game.
McDonald was on fire in the first half from 3.
He's looking for that time machine to take him back in time right now.
So far has not broken the ice on the second half yet. And that stays true. Hensley gets the rebound, though. Goes straight up, and it's blocked by Everett White. And the student section letting them know it happened. McDonald drives, pull up 2, no good. White gets the rebound ahead to Falsgraf. Falsgraf going to pull it back out.
He thought about the pass, but he's a quick learner. Now they're just going to run some delay, run that clock down. This is winning time right here.
Weeks is going to get called for that foul as he knocks it out of bounds.
And really, with that 35-second shot clock, if you're trailing by 14, there's no reason not to foul as early in the clock as possible at this point when you're down at 14. If you're going to foul with 10 seconds left in the shot clock, you just as well foul with 30 seconds on the shot clock.
Falsgraf hits another.
Look at that.
Hudson Wilms checking in for the Huskies. Maddox Weeks going to the bench. Falsgraf closing it down here from the free throw line. Dinkla, nice pass to Hensley. Hensley settles nicely and lays it in for 2. Freed drives, puts it up and in. Dinkla, 3, no good. Rebound, Freed.
Strong hands.
Almost had it knocked away, but collected it nicely. Falsgraf going to go up and lay it in again.
Building that
That's
lead
20.
up to 18, yeah. And a steal.
20 on the night for Falsgraf. 23 for Collison. Dinkler with the steal. He's going to go lay it in.
I think Coach Evans wanted to get some subs in, and now he's going to get that done.
So Cameron Barnett, James Dotson, Tanner Berggren, Zach Lyle all checking in. Nice round of applause for the other Blue Jays. We got Cole Miller along with James Dotson, Zach Lyle, Cameron Barnett, and Tanner Berggren on the court for the Blue Jays.
It was an interesting exchange between Collison and McDonald. I'd kind of like to know what was said there as Collison was leaving the floor.
Okay.
Just curious.
Yeah.
Coach Evans went 9 deep with the bench tonight. Probably not going to do that all year long, but kind of trying to find out who those 6 through 9 guys are. Tanner Berggren definitely made a case tonight.
3-pointer from Luke Lindy. Dotson with the ball. Gives it up to Lyle, under 25 now. 3 seconds difference between the shot clock and game clock. Dotson with it, drives, and is fouled on the way up.
Dotson kind of had that two-hand cover like a fullback going through the two hole there as he made his way into the lane, but he's going to get to the line. And
I don't know how often Coach Evans is going to be looking for James to make that play, but he's probably okay with it in this exact situation. No good on the first one for Dotson.
Dotson is a fun kid to watch on the track. He is a blazer at that 200.
He's the only guy I know that stole a base with a Twizzler in his pocket. Wilms to Wilms. Lindy with another 3, no good that time. Wilms chased it down, pulls up 3, no good, and Cole Miller's going to get that rebound. And that's going to give us the end of the ball game. Blue Jays 83, Huskies 69. Blue Jays victorious in the opener this year. Was a fun start to the season.
Yeah, kind of took care of business in the second half. Kind of a flashy, high-paced action in the first half. Little run and gun from the Blue Jays, a lot of threes from the Winterset Huskies. But the real difference was Winterset, they had 3 threes in the second half, but most of those were kind of after the game was already under control. One thing the Blue Jays really did tonight, they were 19 of 23 from the free throw line, while Winterset was 4 of 9 from the line. So that's a big stat. That's a 15-point differential in a 14-point game. So getting those points in the paint made a big difference. And really that half-court offense, pounding the ball inside, Colby Collison just looking so strong around the basket. A big second half out of Everett White and Jackson Freed, so kind of your senior leadership there. And then Reed Falsgraf providing some of the fireworks with a couple of dunks, some great defensive plays. Pretty hard to pick a player of the game here, Patrick.
Well, I was just looking. I have Falsgraf for 20 points and 4 rebounds, and I didn't track steals, but I know there's a few of those as well. Collison 23 and 7, and I'm positive I missed some rebounds along the way because it was a faster pace than I could write down and watch the game. Freed 15 and 8, White 9 and 6, and then Berggren was 15 and 3. You kind of got a 3-headed monster there with Falsgraf, Collison, Freed for player of the game, and I think the default is going to be most points scored. Do you want to go someplace else? I'll defer to you. Which one do you want?
Well, I'm going to say this. Colby Collison, he's an all-time Blue Jay right there, but I'm going to go with Reed Falsgraf tonight.
Okay.
And I'm gonna go with Reed because of what he did on both ends of the floor. And Colby was very good on the defensive end as well. But Reed just creates so much havoc with those long arms, getting steals, really kind of putting the handcuffs on Dinkla early in the game. Dinkla never really got going very much in this game. You could have went with Collison easily. Freed had a quiet night in 15 points.
Right.
Everett White, a great second half. And really, Tanner Berggren, that's exactly what they're going to need from him off the bench. 3-point shooting, scoring. He passed the ball well. But my vote for tonight is Reed Falsgraf.
I can go with that. So our Vision Bank player of the game for night 1, Reed Falsgraf. 20 points, 4 rebounds, 2 dunks, including within the first 3 seconds.
I'm going to say this, too. His 7 for 8 from the free throw line is what his dad's going to be happiest about, and maybe Reed as well, and maybe his head coach. So
I imagine most of the coaches in his life are going to be super excited about that 7 for 8 from the free throw line, because he's going to have the ball in his hands a lot down the stretch, and that's what we need to see from him. So Vision Bank player of the game, Reed Falsgraf.
And now, Reed, you're going to have to raise the bar to get that have that honor again. Another shout out to the Bird's Nest for sponsoring tonight, and also our Blue Jay Digital student team. We got some outstanding help with the production tonight. We just get to
we don't do anything. We just sit here and
get to talk, which is kind of fun to talk about basketball. But they do all the behind the scenes work, and we'll even give Kyle Seidel a shout out because he leads our Blue Jay Digital crew as our teacher, and it's a. Everybody in Bonnarant for Our Country knows what an incredible way Blue Jay Digital showcases our students in all activities, and our students do a great job, and Kyle Steidel, a big pat on the back to him.
Very much so.
That's the last time we're going to talk about him this year.
Yeah, we won't say very many nice things about him because there's a rule somewhere, and I think it's Section 3 of the bylaws.
Yep.
But tonight, great way to finish off the night, and we'll see you next Friday for basketball with another mega night. And cheer on your Blue Jays along the way. And good night, and go Blue Jays.
Go Blue Jays.